Everybody.
Hi.
We wanted to watch this tech demo of Unreal Engine 5 that my wife found. And it's about The Witcher 4, and goodness knows we love The Witcher 3, so yeah,
Really?
excited to see it.
Yeah. I think it's like a playthrough. They did say that it's not confirmed, but apparently The Witcher 4 is gonna be released earlier than it was supposed to, but there's no like an actual date that they talked
Okay.
about. But yeah.
I'm interested. I was I love Cyberpunk, but the release date of it was terrible, and so I hope that they learned their lessons and don't repeat that.
Yeah, because they left quite a lot of bugs in that one.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Poor developers.
Well, because they kept pushing it back over and over, and then they decided, no, we won't push it back any further. And it's like, well, maybe you have to.
Yeah.
Like, if you try to go for too much, you can't be surprised that it takes longer.
Well, I don't think that's developers' fault. I think
No,
that's the management's fault.
absolutely.
It
No.
usually is like that.
Yeah, I'm not blaming the developers on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, let's see this one.
Yep.
This is a technological showcase set in the world of The Witcher 4. What you just saw and are going to see now is running on a standard PlayStation 5 at 60 FPS with ray tracing. So in the game, you'll be playing as Ciri, a professional monster slayer, a witcher. She explores the world and hunts down monsters for coin. The region we are in is called Kovir, and you'll get to explore it in the game. Right now, Ciri is investigating the monster, and after gathering new clues, she is heading back to a nearby village.
Ooh, I love the graphics.
So far, the graphics are super pretty. Look at the trees in
Yeah.
the distance and everything.
I mean, Witcher
Um,
3 was also amazing, but this is like, oh, it looks so much more realistic.
yeah, Unreal Engine 5 is supposed to be pretty insane.
Yeah.
It's interesting hearing the noise of the sword clanks and
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
And birdies. No, wait,
I
that's
think
our birdies.
those are our birdies. But like, I do wonder about like if they're gonna keep that in, or if they're just kind of like boosting the volume on it so that way it sounds here and it makes it sound more real.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine that might get annoying after a little while.
Yeah.
If you're running and just hearing clank, 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 clank with every step, you're gonna be like, okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right, everyone, meet Kelpie.
Let weeds be weeds, Kelpie.
So just like Geralt had Roach,
Oh, that's so cute.
That's a very cute horse. I do feel like they made her face a tad more feminine. Did you
Ooh,
notice?
from the last time?
Yeah.
Wait, let me see.
all right, everyone, meet Kelpie.
Yeah, it looks kind of.
See, I think her jawline got a little less wide. I think they
Maybe.
narrowed it in a little bit. And the eyes and stuff don't look as...
Manly?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think also the color palette in that
Yeah.
trailer was kind of like
And that's fair.
different.
The lighting
was,
in it was terrible.
Yeah, you can see the color of her eyes here.
Let weeds.
Yeah. She looks a little bit more. Oh, it's so realistic. Damn. I love it.
And yeah, hopefully they do really good with her because I like Ciri as a character,
Yeah. She's a badass.
right? So even though I'm admittedly hesitant about her being the main character, I would still like to see it well done.
I don't think that's the problem. I just hope that they didn't go all woke and bullshit. Because
Yeah.
that would be really annoying.
Well, so my concern with her being the main character is Geralt as a main character is well established,
Yeah.
as well as like who he is well established. And so a lot of people like that, they enjoy that. With Ciri, I do worry because of the fact that this is now kind of like outside the scope of the books.
Oh,
Her being
yeah.
an adult.
Yeah.
And sometimes writers Maybe it's just too much PTSD from Game of Thrones. Sometimes when
I just wanted to mention that one. I just wanted to mention Game of Thrones.
sometimes when writers get away from the source material
Yeah.
and they kind of run out of it and they start having their own ideas, it can run off in terrible directions. And so that's where I'm
Yeah.
like, I really hope they didn't do that. And I hope they tried their best to either talk with the author or just really study Siri as a character and try to keep true to who she is as a character.
Yeah. What confuses me is the fact that she's a girl. And from what I understood, the Trial of Grasses is only for boys.
Yes.
So that's kind of confusing.
So that's
to me.
already out. That's what I mean. They've already broken the lore in a
Yeah.
couple ways.
And also, I don't like the fact that I saw it on their official website that now they have a bunch of left-wing
Yeah,
developers.
well, and that's
They were
another concern.
Women, and I'm like, please don't make her be like a lesbian or some shit. That would be really fucking annoying.
Well, because in The Witcher 3, she has like a guy crush,
yeah,
and so it's like that. That's fine, But I do worry. Yeah, they'll try to make her bi, or they'll try to make her some other kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
why would you do that? She's already a badass. Why do you have to
yeah,
fuck up her character?
exactly.
She is the biggest badass of them all. If you look at it.
Oh yeah.
Yennefer is a badass, but if she didn't have magic, she would have shit.
Mm-hmm.
But Ciri has the magic, but she also has ability to fight.
Well, and that the fight thing isn't something that came naturally to her.
Yeah, she had to learn
She had
From Geralt.
and
Vesemir.
she had to force them to teach her.
Yeah.
That was purely by her own willpower.
Exactly.
That because what she could have done is just rely on the whole fact of, oh,
I have power.
I have power.
I'm cool. No, but she really wanted to be a Witcher.
And she wanted to get away from the fact that she had everything potentially to be handed to her.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I like her as a character, and I hope that they didn't mess with her.
Me
And I
too.
appreciate that this shows a little bit more femininity here, because she doesn't need to be full on like, oh, I'm a pretty princess.
Yeah.
But the whole the way that other one was looking was
Too rough.
too rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Be weeds, Kelpie.
So just like Geralt had wrote,
Such a
Ciri has her
competitor.
own loyal companion.
We return to town.
These two characters need to feel like one. Since you're gonna explore the world on horseback, riding needs to feel seamless, natural, and just fun.
Yeah, and to support that, we're introducing multi-character motion matching in Unreal.
Did you notice the robe movement?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was good.
I love that they're having matching outfits.
Ah,
So cute.
you're so cute.
So Ciri and Kelpie, they're perfectly synchronized when mounting from any angle and speed. And
Oh, please tell me you can pet the horsey. Please tell me you can pet the horse. That would be so cool. If you could do it like in Red Dead Redemption. You
Yeah.
pet it and feed it. And
Brush it.
Brush it. That would be so cute.
That would be cute.
I would love that.
I hope they do that, because Red Dead got a lot of inspiration from The Witcher.
Oh, you can see
So-
that. It's so obvious.
So hopefully they get some from Red Dead and kind of add some of that in.
Yeah, and I hope you can pet a doggy.
That would be
That would
very
be-
important.
I would love that.
But you
Okay.
can't a cat, because cats don't like witchers.
Yeah, only that one. That was actually
I was about
that was
to
a
say.
joke between the developers. I was like, why is that cat not moving? It's just staring at me. I thought I was some kind of sorcerer. And then I was like trying to scare the cat, and cat didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, something's off here. And then I googled it. They're like, yeah, it's a joke between developers. They left it on purpose to
Yeah.
mess with us. I'm like, damn it. What did you want to say, Luke?
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, I was wondering if you heard the lore about that cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people even went further into it where they try to give it in-world lore for why it would not be scared. And yeah, there was all
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember it now, but people had fun with it. Yeah.
Nice. I think it's nice to have those little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I hope they do some of those in this one.
Me too.
we also support root motion movement on Kelpie, so controlling her feels realistic and grounded. And there are also some really nice improvements to our Unreal Chaos Flesh Solver and these machine-learned deformations. So you've got realistic muscles moving and stretching under Kelpie's skin without compromising the performance there.
Okay. I actually...
That's amazing.
So that's super cool, but here's now something that I have an issue with. By doing this, they just showed this is not actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Which means...
That in the game is going to be way less
detailed.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope not.
I know, but by doing that, I'm like, so this is absolutely not like in the middle of just playing the game. If you can all of a sudden delete all the clothes, get Siri off, and take the skin away. Like, no, that's... You have a pre-made cinematic that you had people work on. And cinematics always look better than the game itself.
Yeah. But I hope it's not that.
I know, but like I said, that kind of now has me nervous.
So let's leave Siri behind for a second and talk about the world itself. So much of the Witcher world is natural, organic, especially Kovir with its dense forest and wild nature.
Yeah, and wild nature is hard. And with nanite geometry, we've freed artists from so many of their old constraints. But we don't want to rest until everything we do in Unreal has that same spirit of freedom. There's always more work to do. And foliage is a huge piece of that puzzle. So we are excited to introduce nanite foliage. And in order to achieve gorgeous foliage density everywhere, while still being memory efficient, fast to render, we believe that a new idea was needed. So instead of the same card approach we've been using for the past 20 years, artists should be free to take a nanite approach to foliage, modeling every single leaf and pine.
Jesus Christ, what kind of machine do I have to run this?
Well, that's what they're trying to talk about efficiency. They're like, we did take that into consideration.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with like Cyberpunk, if you were to turn up the ray tracing, turn up the graphics, turn up everything, you needed one hell of a machine, and even then it would get hot. And so that's where it's like, even though they're showing this pretty stuff, you may be running it on a lot less graphics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think our laptop can handle that much.
Probably not.
I mean, it's barely running Witcher 3 right now.
But yeah, and so here's something that also they're saying, like, so the artist could make every leaf and every petal. No.
Why?
That's not happening.
Yeah.
No one's doing that.
I mean, they can as a model, and then they would replicate
and
it.
They make a handful of models.
Yeah.
And then they spray out a random generator for where they end up on the tree within certain parameters or some kind of stuff. But it's like, they're not making each one, you know? Yeah. It sounds cool, but it's not real.
Yeah.
Needle. And the old LOD tricks of the past, they needed a complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in nanite. It's volumetric, it's fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision without compromise.
And no compromise means how ambitious we are when it comes to bringing our vision to life with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way to load the world. We can now bring in more content more quickly for the smoothest possible experience as we fly down to catch up with Siri. Welcome to Valdrest. So Valdrest is a port town, a hub for fishing, trade and mining. It's one of those places where you can meet shady characters or overhear gossip from other lands. It's also where Ciri took on her current contract. High-tech, let's leave Kelpie here and explore the marketplace and food.
And the missus?
I'm so excited we can finally show you some of this stuff. Let's see what Valdrest has to offer.
Bugger. Not her again.
Did you just spit on her?
He did. He said, not her again, and then spit on her.
Fuck her.
Remember, witches are hated.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Fuck her. I would slap him so hard.
Even at the line exit or fair. Now, sent him with a mission. For the furry rascal will often wink, and a bear's weight grants good fortune. For this feat, I ask but a token of your
Racist pieces of shits. And when the monster attacks, they're like, "Oh, Witcher, save our asses!" Ah.
I'll give you 2 coppers.
Yeah. Like,
if you go kill this beast that killed half the village.
and I would tell them, "Shove it up your ass and wiggle a little bit." Jesus, like they're disgusting. I remember that with Geralt. I wanted to say Henry.
Henry.
Stop it.
You did it.
Stop it. No, you bad. He's Superman. He's not Witcher anymore. But
He's not Superman either anymore.
he will always be Superman for me. Wait, he's Voltron or something?
I don't
No?
even.
It's a new
haven't kept
movie
up.
that he is working on.
Okay, I haven't kept up.
I don't know much about that lore, but Voltron, apparently. I don't know. People went crazy. Anyways, I completely forgot that they're gonna hate on her too.
Mm-hmm.
But why?
Well, she's a Witcher.
Well, kiss her ass.
They can tell by the 2 swords in her
You
eyes.
need her. Why are people assholes?
Pardon.
Guys, notice how responsive the
Well, that's why they're mad at her. Jeez, what a bitch. She sees he's carrying this crate of stuff, and she's like, move. Bumps into him, knocks his
Pardon.
shit over. Yeah.
I just got my answer right there.
Yeah, that's why they're like, not her again. She's always knocking stuff over, bumping into people. Just
That's hilarious.
being rude.
So they kept some of that from Witcher 3, but now they made it more realistic. Like, you can actually, like, make them drop stuff. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be careful. I just want to play.
Just run them all over with the horse.
Yes, my favorite thing to do. Move, peasants.
They're definitely going to spit on their Witcher.
Well, spit on their graves.
You goof. Alright, let's see.
world is. Character actions directly affect what happens around you. Sometimes even setting up chain
I'm like watching his hands, trying to see if they coordinate with what's happening.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like they quite coordinate.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is definitely some pre-made cinematic that they're trying to pretend like they're playing.
Oh, for sure. Let's see.
reactions. Everything is working together.
He says everything is working together. I don't think his hands and the game are working together.
Right? Because you can see his thumbs moving sometimes and nothing
Yeah.
changes on the screen.
I think maybe he was just switching the camera view.
No, here. Okay, watch his hands.
Okay.
Pardon.
Guys, notice how responsive the world is. Character actions directly affect what happens around you. Sometimes even setting up chain reactions. Everything is working
Oh, like,
together.
no. You see that he pressed that button and then he moved.
Also,
So it is, but yeah.
okay.
Oh, look at this poor gentleman being
Oh, I
taught
can
how to
actually
fly
do
by an angry innkeeper.
So I can actually give some coins to people.
Aw.
Oh, we were talking.
Yeah, we
over
messed
the-
up again. That's fine.
Well, our bad. The guy was actually pressing the button.
it
to
looks like
switch
he
the view.
might have been, yeah.
Yeah,
I still think it's suspicious.
it probably is. I mean, it's a big event. You can't take risks like that. Something can
Yeah.
go wrong. Like,
Like,
I don't know,
all
the
of a sudden you fall
controller-
through the floor because
Yeah.
you stepped in the spot that isn't properly rendered yet. Yeah.
or the controller gets fucked up or something.
Yeah, the battery dies on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you cheat at Gwen.
Last of it, is it? Hey,
Silver, round ones, jingle in the purse.
Okay, so this is the guy.
Was she actually hitting on her?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I fucking knew it.
Yep.
I knew it.
Yep.
I called it out even before.
You did.
Like, seriously?
Yep.
Why do they have to shove that everywhere. Like, it has to be. It doesn't matter if it's a game or if it's a show or if it's a movie. They have to shove that shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's at this point, it's literal brainwashing.
Well, it's interesting because it's now dying out in popularity, and so the studio was making this game while it was at the super popular,
Yeah.
and now that suddenly it's dying out, they might be like, oh crap.
Yeah.
It's like wearing the clothes that used to be cool. Now everyone sees that you're just a poser who is trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy who gave the series its quest his own. Like you probably suspect, he has his own agenda in all of this.
You off your tits again, Wilfred. Get your ass off.
A typical day's toil.
Who in? Witcheress. One using my wagons. No eternity is taking that damn salt to arrive.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you. As for the salt, I found not one speck. I presume this comes as no surprise to you. No. Kabir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush, shush, shush.
The manticore that flattened your cars and devoured your men. Quite the opposite.
Manticore. No, them winged hellspawn dwell in the arse end of Creighton.
While Siri decides what to do about
She's sassy.
She was
it.
always sassy.
No. It's a different sassy now.
Well,
I
she's
like it.
older, yeah.
I like it.
All right.
I mean, I don't want too much of sassy, then it just becomes arrogant.
Yeah.
But she's sassy. Nice.
that merchant, let's take a look at the character technology that powers this marketplace. Why don't we listen in on these fishmongers? They're selling their wares, chatting up customers.
Morning, catch this is. Won't find none fresher.
Reckon the lady's after one of
Comes. Get this clean, we've got it for you. You mind, dearest? Interesting, some and more. Got mackerel, cod, all Brexit's finest.
And there is tons of tech at play here, even in a simple market stall. Metahuman tools, improved Unreal smart objects, chaos cloth, and more.
Yeah, and all of this exists to make sure that the gap in quality between Siri and NPCs is as small as possible.
Ah, sweetest.
Yeah, and closing that gap, it's not just about fidelity, right, but also authenticity. They should react to changes in the world around them.
But the prisoner in pillory isn't exciting enough for Valgrest. Let's grab everyone's attention with the circus. But the great performance deserves a huge crowd though. Let's crank it up.
I just gotta say, it's cute. Their accent is so cute. It's like, I'm also Slavic, but sometimes I can't understand
Right.
exactly what they're saying, but it's so
He
cute.
said like, their performance deserves a huge audience. Let's crank it up.
Oh, okay.
So they're moving more people into the area to watch the performance.
Cool. It's adorable.
So you are seeing tons of optimizations here to many of Unreal systems, including an entirely new Unreal animation framework, allowing us to fit easily in our 60 FPS budget, not just in rendering, but also with room to spare on the game thread. Over 300 animated skeletal mesh agents all going about their business. And the whole point is to leave breathing room for developers like you to introduce the gameplay and the systems that your players expect, empowering you to make your worlds come to life without Unreal standing in your way.
You are right. And that's the open world RPG that we're making. But before we wrap up, how about one final check-in with Siri? We are making this game to be the most immersive and ambitious open world Witcher game ever. And we are making this a reality thanks to our work on Unreal with the team at Epic. I think what we are doing together is going to bring in a new generation of open world RPGs, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished so far.
We are too.
So we're almost done, but before we go, here's a small gift for all Witcher fans.
Is it going to be Geralt? I think it's going to be Geralt. What do you think?
I don't think so.
Come on. I think it is. Should I play?
Play, let's see.
First look at Lanexeter.
Kelmore?
I think so.
Is it? It looks like it.
I think he said something else though.
My bad. Wait. Let's...
But before we go, here's a small gift for all Witcher fans. A first look at Lanexeter.
I didn't understand what he said.
I didn't either.
Yeah, she looks way cuter. Look.
Right?
I like that she has little freckles.
Yeah.
Onward, Kelpie. We've worked.
That's pretty freaking cool.
That is pretty. Well, yeah.
What about that castle at the end?
I don't know. We'd have to look into that. Maybe that's something from the games that we forgot or from the lore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. A lot of potential there.
Yep.
I really hope it does well.
Me too. I like the graphics. I love the graphics.
Yeah.
If they're actually like that, that's gonna be amazing. I don't doubt that they're gonna be like this because Witcher 3 was already absolutely amazing. So if they were working with similar engine and like they actually put some more effort into it, I definitely think it's gonna be
And
like
that's
this.
fair. But my thing is like what they were showing there with the stands, how they're bartering over the fish. How many of those interactions are you really gonna make? How many of those voice actor lines are you gonna pay for some voice actor to say these different types of lines of dialogue? You know, that's the subtext of a lot of that, where it's like that's why they usually limit it to a certain amount. If you watch a market, you'll see the same interactions kind of happen.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to pay for, you know, some random fish stall in some town to have, you know, 10,000 lines of dialogue.
It depends on how big the world is.
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be big. I mean, see how far off that castle is that they're showing and everything?
Yeah. I hope so. I don't think they're gonna have a lot of those dialogues, but maybe some of them that actually have some kind of meaning would be like that.
Could be.
Like if it has some clues or something, or just random ones. Just a little bit of that.
Yeah, a little bit of spice.
Yeah, because they've been making this game for how long?
I don't know, actually. Do you know?
When did the third one came out?
It came out
like
quite a while ago. It was
10
like
years
10
ago?
years ago, yeah.
So they had 10 years to do all of this.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot of time, so...
It is.
I mean, they were also working on Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
so...
I was about to say it is, but it's not like they've been only doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they already had quite a lot of, let's say, blueprints from Witcher 3.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to start from scratch. So I think
And that is a perk, yeah.
Yeah, that helped a lot. But yeah, I really hope that, like I said, they're not gonna push some LGBTQ blah, blah, blah,
And I hope
bullshit.
they spent as much time and effort on the story as on the graphics, because the pretty graphics are nice, but if the story is shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
it's a much better look than that other trailer that they dropped. I will say that.
oh yeah,
It makes
for sure.
me way more hopeful.
But I am happy that they started with one of the crones.
Yeah.
So remember when we were reviewing that other one? I kind of wanted to have more of that story, but they were like, okay, they connected it somehow to Witcher 3.
Yeah.
But I was like, I expected some more like research or something to get to the crone.
Yeah.
Maybe there will be some. Maybe it's not gonna be right away. Oh, this is what you do.
Yeah, they're just trying to show that, hey,
Yeah.
we haven't forgotten about the crones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if they connected that with the previous game, I think they have a pretty good intro.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I hope.
Well, yeah. So far, so good, and we are hopeful.
Yep. I hope it's gonna come out soon because I can't wait to start playing it. I'm kind of getting a bit bored of Red Dead Redemption.
Aw. Well, yep, here's to hoping, and let us know your thoughts down in the comments.
And tell us what your expectations are from the game.
And any other recommendations you might have for us.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.